I trust them. I trust them with my life.
I don't know if I would be here today without all of their help and their support.
They were out of this world fabulous.
They treated me like I was a guest more than a patient.
The caregivers really are the true rock stars, aren't they?
Every patient deserves and should have the care that I'm getting at Summa.
I'm cancer-free because of them.
With every patient, every day, Summa Health delivers personal, life-changing care.
I just thought overall, you know, I use an analogy with them sometimes about the basketball gods, and the basketball gods weren't going to allow us to play well today, nor should they have. Our effort, our attitude were not very good. I thought our toughness was really poor. I thought our coachability today was poor, and when your coachability is poor, your effort is not where it needs to be, your attitude's not where it needs to be, and then you know, we don't have the toughness that this thing requires. Certainly playing an opponent in league. I told them yesterday, you know, when you start playing a team 2-3 times, it comes down to players making plays and have a little toughness to do your job on every possession because everybody's so familiar with each other's personnel and offense and defense, and it comes down to that a lot. I thought today we were really lacking in that. It's disappointing. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like I told them in the locker room, you know, I like a lot of our guys off the court. I enjoy spending time with them. We got good guys. You know, on the court right now, you know, they're not quite as easy to deal with, and that's okay. It's like Huggins said the other day, you know, maybe some of them won't be here, I think was his, you know, you're going to do it our way, or we're not playing that game. So we're going to have coachable guys. We're going to have guys that play with effort consistently, that have good attitudes, that understand that they've got to have a little toughness to them, both mentally and physically, and have the ability to either have that skill or develop that skill. We're not going to have soft guys, guys that are not coachable, guys that have attitudes. I'm not dealing with it. So, and as I've told them before, I'm not afraid. The culture's everything. You know, I'm not afraid to win. Obviously, I love to win. I know all you guys do too. But I'm not afraid to go the other way either in order to build this the right way. Because I want the foundation to be on concrete, not quicksand. And to me, it's very simply effort, attitude, coachability, some toughness. Those are the things that are going to be a big part of that concrete. And so I haven't seen enough in that area collectively from our group. And we'll continue to address it, correct what needs to be corrected. But at the end of the day, you know, our behavior today from an effort and attitude standpoint, you know, didn't allow us to be as competitive as we needed to be today to play a very good Toledo team.
Can you put your finger on the defensive problems? Is it just those three things?
Today, all that, I don't mean to, George, I mean, it had nothing to do with X's and O's today. Not a darn thing to do with X's and O's. Robbie did a great job. I thought we had a heck of a game plan coming into game 2 and had made some adjustments. And you know what? Other than blob defense, based on out-of-bounds defense and some offensive rebounds, I thought we guarded them pretty well early. But as Mike Tyson says, everything's all well and good until you get punched in the mouth. And then you find out really what guys are made of and what's going to happen in the fight that night, or in this case, the game. And once we got a couple jabs thrown to our body, we didn't respond very well. And when your mind and heart aren't in the right place, George, it doesn't become about X's and O's.
So you had several extended runs. What is it about them that can kind of can snowball on you, I guess?
Well, I think two parts. One, they're really good offensively. I mean, they're terrific, and the numbers show that. I mean, they're top 35 in the nation out of 351 teams in offensive efficiency. I think they're second or third in three-point field goal percentage. They're high up there nationally in assisted field goal. I mean, they're very, very good offensively. So give them credit. I don't want to not do that because they're really good. Todd has done a great job of putting the team together, I think, that plays well together. So give them a lot of credit. But our part in that, again, goes back to the effort, the attitude, the toughness, the coachability. I thought was so poor today that it didn't give us a chance to see, other than early, how we could, defend them throughout the course of the 40 minutes.
John, one question about Fletcher. Is he the best big man you've seen in this team so far in the conference?
Well, he's really talented. Obviously he was averaging 21 a game in league play coming in, Evan, and then, I watched him. He had a double-double in game 1 against us and didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but got to the free throw line and rebounded. He's a really good rebounder per minute played. I just think he affects the game in so many ways. Someone asked me yesterday if I thought he was the, league MVP at the halfway point. I don't know all that. I know him and his team and Buffalo's team are, through the first 9 games, the best 2 teams in the league. And I certainly know he deserves to be in that discussion. I know that. And I think he's been a real difference maker for them. Certainly Todd could elaborate on that more. But from an outsider's perspective, I watch him and I just think he impacts the game, rebounding, finishes at the rim, mid-range, long-range, playmaking, assist to turnover in league play is just over 2-to-1, bordering on 3-to-1. And that's pretty elite level stuff for a guy that's playing the 3 and occasionally the 4 for them. So he's really a good player and obviously makes a big difference for them.
Sometimes when a team goes into a losing streak like this and don't play well, you sometimes pretty much circle the wagons. Some people say soul searching. Has the staff reached it that this time, coming into a key game against Ohio on Tuesday and then the rest of the way with Kent State still twice?
It's been addressed too much, Evan.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes
the freight train's moving. You either jump on that sucker or get the heck off. And so I'm at this point we're in game 22. We've had 80-some practices. We've had several teaching moments, and guys, I told them I saw a quote this past week that talked about habits and behaviors. You either get tired of losing so much that you want to do everything you can to change your habits and behaviors, or you love your habits and behaviors so much that you're willing to lose. And so those guys that are the second type, they can do that someplace else.
Lombardi said it perfectly. Sometimes you need a pat on the back, and sometimes you need a kick in the butt.
So we're deep into the season at this point. Guys know what's expected, and if they choose, they got to choose to do it the way we need it done. That I think is the best way to do it for not only our program, our university, everybody that's involved. Today's not representative of what I want. And all of us want Akron basketball to look like. It's my job to try to get it to look like that. And we will do anything that we need to do that's obviously legal. We'll always try to do it the right way. But anything we can do within that realm to push it in that direction.
Coach, real quick, you talked about coachability and that's being one of the issues. Is there a chemistry issue with the team in the locker room? Are guys not playing together as a unit, or is it just kind of other factors?
I think at times we do. It kind of goes back to what I talked about earlier. All of a sudden you get jabbed, you get hit and start bleeding, and then you figure out, who you are at your core. It's easy to do that to start the game. 0-0.
Yeah.
I do think that we got to be a lot more selfless than what we are. You get guys, I think, that are caught up in the wrong things, and that's what I mean by pure heart. And that's the reason why, that's the reason why Smith is playing. To be honest with you, my only mistake there is I wish I'd have added him earlier to the team back in the summer, But he would be the first to tell you he's not the most overly talented guy, but those areas we've been talking about here for 15 minutes about coachability, toughness, effort, attitude, front of the jersey, great teammate, locker room guy. He's all those things, and that's why he's playing. It's why he's playing.